the most unlikable candidate in the history of presidents, and that's saying a lot.
Right. But Biden says the same thing.
He's number 2. When Biden says something, does anyone go like, oh?
Right.
No, they used to go, oh, what'd he say?
Yeah. What is happening in America? You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34.
Hillary Clinton storms back and forth like a pressure cooker about to blow, while Tyrus delivers jaw-dropping claims with the calm of someone reading grocery items off a list. The details? Messier than a playground after a rainstorm. And Hillary's reaction? Let's just say it's powerful enough to light up a whole neighborhood. So what pushed her to the edge like this? Buckle up. This moment turns ordinary political drama into something that feels ripped straight from a daytime soap, only louder, sharper, and impossible to ignore.
Back to 2016, people were reluctant to talk to pollsters and say, I like Donald Trump. And now, fast forward 8 years later, essentially they're saying, if you like him, you're in a cult. Do you really want to be in a cult?
If the cult that Hillary doesn't like.
Before we go any further, hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss this. Hillary Clinton was expected to glide through her post-politics phase, hopping on talk shows, delivering neatly packaged reflections, and collecting applause like a final Broadway beau. Then Tyrus stepped in like a bull in a china shop, calmly dropping details that sounded like they came straight out of Area 51. It was like someone yanked the plug on her teleprompter mid-sentence. The figure who had supposedly survived decades of Washington scandals suddenly unraveled. And let's be honest, Hillary wasn't about to blow up over a senator, a foreign opponent, or a room full of well-mannered reporters. No, it took Tyrus to set it off. A man built like a walking experiment, unleashed as a truth bomb on live TV. He doesn't ease into controversy, he crashes straight through it.
I'll get one. Like, it's ridiculous that when the losing side or someone, she's just a very unlikable person and will say anything to get this attention. But here's the thing, it's changed. America has changed. We no longer listen to that stuff. Now when they say it, we go, that's why I didn't vote.
Is one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet.
Very much so.
Always has been, always will be, and will be inserting clips on her response to Benghazi several times throughout the interview. I want to show who she is.
She's worse than her husband.
A lot of people say that this was triggered by a YouTube video. This is her statement. I condemn in the strongest terms the attack on our mission in Benghazi today. The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. Our commitment to religious tolerance goes back to the
whole scene moves at the usual murky pace of politics, safe lines, practice smiles, predictable talking points. Then Tyrus steps in and flips the table, hinting at secrets no one planned to acknowledge. And not the polished versions officials rehearsed behind closed doors. These were the messy ones, the kind that stick to reputations like barbecue sauce on a white shirt, impossible to scrub out once exposed. Hillary's reaction? Anything but restrained. This wasn't a calm pushback or a cold stare across the room. It was a full-on eruption. The kind that makes you pause and realize something seriously set her off. That's Tyrus's specialty. He doesn't just mention uncomfortable facts. He drops them with force, letting the impact ripple outward and watching everything around him shift.
Talks, you kind of get why Bill did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, it's kind of like, again, I don't condone, cheating, but
No.
That's your morning.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss that before you go to bed at night, and then you gotta sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
Your buddy Epstein didn't off himself, and she has all this extra footage cut up in the closet. Like, I bet Bill has not had a good night's sleep for years. I mean, that's why he aged so badly. Yeah. A lot of people don't know this. Bill Clinton is only 37.
Tyrus has a talent for turning disagreements into bold, theatrical showdowns rather than mere discussion. Hillary, long used to steering the narrative, clearly wasn't ready for that interview. Once he laid everything on the table, her composure began to slip. She paced, raised her voice, as if the scene had turned into a high-drama episode. Tyrus didn't come with small talk. He dug into Hillary's past, dragging old controversies into the spotlight with no prepared play. Her reaction stole the headlines. It wasn't just what Tyrus said, how fiercely she tried to shut it down. Whether every claim held up almost didn't matter. The real spectacle was the scramble to regain control once the narrative slipped through her fingers.
Evil. There's nothing like her.
Why would she even tweet that? Like, don't you have
I think she just sits around
That's the
in
whole
her
point.
evil lair whenever she runs out of Eye of Newt and Small Children to Boil. She then goes to X and just says whatever the most evilest thing. I think if the devil himself showed up, like, you'll never hear her being possessed by a demon. You know what I'm saying? The demon will walk in and the demon will be calling Dr. Phil, you don't believe the that I just saw, bro. Like,
She just saw it, bro. Like, nothing says I'm rattled quite like a public meltdown. Unsurprisingly, the internet devoured it like the season finale of a reality show. Memes exploded overnight. Some claimed Hillary's reaction confirmed every accusation imaginable, from political missteps to jokingly hiding Jimmy Hoffa. Others called Tyrus a showman, tossing mud for clicks. But the real winner? The spectacle. In 2025, politics is performance. Hillary, faced with a skilled provocateur, saw scandals erupt under the glare of perfect timing, revealing the psychological chess between perception and reality. Tyrus needed no evidence, just a smirk and impeccable timing. She overreacted. The headlines practically wrote themselves, and the internet immediately crowned it the year's most spectacular meltdown. By the time she tried to regain composure, the damage was done, and Tyrus had already moved on to his next target.
Remember what Donald Trump said about Hillary Clinton back in the 2016 debate.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
It's like, yeah, because you'd be going to jail.
Her eruption wasn't just anger, it was performance art. Hillary's flailing arms and rising voice looked more like a WWE promo than a political rebuttal. She leaned into the microphone with courtroom precision. The moment Tyrus dropped his revelations, her composure cracked. The meltdown wasn't about the content of his claims. It revealed how her carefully cultivated aura of untouchability could shatter in an instant. Naturally, the internet pounced, turning her fury into instant viral parody. Within hours, she had earned the nickname Mount Hillary, erupting across memes, TikTok remixes, and late-night monologues. Anchors struggled to keep straight faces, while commentators speculated that Tyrus had uncovered secret chapters of the Clintons. The more she tried to control the narrative, the more it spiraled. Her fury became worldwide comedy gold.
can't air the truth, they control the storyline, and they've lost control of it. From bloodbath to democracy. Last night, Hillary tried framing the election like this. Both guys are old, but you can't vote for the one we indicted.
What do you say to voters who are upset that those are the two choices?
Get over yourself. Those are the two choices. One is old and effective and compassionate, has a heart, and really cares about people. And one is old and has been charged with 9.
He's back like a sore on a porn star's lip.
Ew.
Complaining on X about Trump cleaning up D.C., she says, quote, on one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C. streets and New York City subways that literal school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff. Then she got off social media and returned to moving a dead body to a park.
And that's the harshest irony of all. Hillary aimed to be remembered as a trailblazer, a pioneer, a force that shaped history. Instead, she went viral for losing her composure when a commentator with a showman's flair exposed a rare vulnerability. It's Shakespearean drama mixed with internet trolling. The more you reflect on it, the more absurd and hilarious it becomes. This wasn't just Hillary. It was a mirror, showing modern politics as a full-blown circus, revealing more about the absurdity of American politics than any think tank ever could.
It's ironic. It's not just rich. It's actually pretty sad.
It's what happened to decorum?
Gone,
what happened to being the so-called leader in the room? He's being indicted, great. But let's not forget, you lost your election because of your, quote, crookedness. So let's not forget that. So yeah, she didn't get charges put on her, which probably should have, but she lost the election because of her underhand dealings. So let's remember, so happy about it. That was an opportunity for her. They're always talking about closing the division. That would have been an opportunity for her to be gracious and be supposedly the leader. But again, she just can't stay away from herself.
Maturity doesn't always come with age.
No, it really doesn't. And it's sad in this, currently with the given climate where everybody's after each other's throat, here's a chance for a leader to show a little bit of class necessary. You don't have to like President Trump. You could think he was guilty of sin or innocent of sin, but when you're put in that position, there was an opportunity for her to show what.
Her defenders framed it as righteous indignation, but to the public, it came across more as insecurity than authority. For someone who built a career surviving scandals with the tenacity of a Terminator in a pantsuit, being rattled by a single commentator revealed a rare crack in her image. Tyrus barely reacted. Yet the media frenzy and viral memes amplified it. In today's world, perception often outweighs reality, and Hillary's meltdown played out like a live market crash. Politics and entertainment fused into pure spectacle. After decades of projecting composure, she went viral for losing control. The twist? She wasn't even on the campaign trail. She was just showing up, and Tyrus turned her into the day's top headline.